People don't leave your videos because of the algorithm. They leave when your video breaks their expectations, usually in the first 30 seconds. If you want YouTube to push your content, two things matter more than anything else. People need to click, and then they need to stay. Retention decides whether that click turns into growth or a dead video.
What's important is click-through rate, getting people to click on your video, and then average view duration, average view percentage, or just relative retention, and having them watch it.
If people click your video and leave in the first 30 seconds, everything else collapses. Your title, your thumbnail, your SEO, all of it becomes irrelevant. That's why the first 30 seconds of your video are the most important part of the entire upload. And stay until the end, because I'll show you a simple retention fix inside YouTube Studio that can bring a dead video back to life. After studying top-performing channels across multiple niches, one pattern shows up every single time. The best creators spend more time working on the hook than on the rest of the video combined. They change visuals every 2 to 3 seconds. The first sentence closely matches the title. The first frame looks almost identical to the thumbnail. Important words and phrases are reinforced on screen. And in the first 30 seconds, they answer 3 questions every viewer is subconsciously asking. Is this video for me? Will I get what I came for? And is there something here I haven't seen or heard before? If you don't answer those questions immediately, people leave. They don't wait. They don't give you a second chance. Let me show you exactly what this looks like in practice. We studied the strongest YouTubers in the world, and they all do the same thing at the start. Before the video even starts, look at the thumbnail. Notice the colors, notice the contrast, and memorize that image. Now watch the beginning of the video. See how the first frame almost perfectly matches the thumbnail. Same colors, same energy, same visual idea. Did you hear the very first sentence?
Would you risk birdie life for $500,000?
That sentence is basically the title, just spoken out loud. Before the video even really begins, your brain already understands what this is about and why it's worth watching. People click on a video because the title and thumbnail promise something specific, and they stay when the video immediately confirms that promise. If, in the first 5 to 10 seconds, you show viewers that they're about to get exactly what they clicked for, they don't leave. They settle in. In high-retention videos, the first 30 seconds often contain 15 to 20 visual changes, not because creators want to be flashy, but because the human brain needs movement to stay engaged. Once you survive the hook, retention doesn't magically fix itself. From that point on, your job is to keep earning attention. That means regular visual changes every 5 to 10 seconds, strong pacing, and zero unnecessary filler. One quick thing before we go further. If your video looks like everything else in your niche, retention will never work. Standing out isn't optional, it's the starting point. Most viewers don't leave because your content is bad. They leave because you waste their time. At the start of a video, people don't care who you are. They clicked for the information promised in the title, not your backstory. If you don't give them what they came for immediately, they leave. Retention improves when you respect attention. That means your video has to move at the speed your audience consumes content. Younger audiences need faster cuts, more motion, and more stimulation. Older audiences care less about speed and more about clarity. Retention isn't chaos, it's alignment. Subtitles are another underrated factor. A huge percentage of people watch without sound, especially on mobile. You don't need captions everywhere, but highlighting keywords and important moments makes your video much easier to follow. At the beginning, don't overcomplicate this. You don't need to manually type captions or spend hours styling text. Tools like InVideo let you generate captions automatically with one click, which is more than enough when you're just starting. Background music and sound effects should support what you're saying, not overpower it. Sound effects work best when they emphasize important moments or help reset attention during longer sections. The same rule applies to transitions. Big transitions should be rare and intentional, used only when the video moves into a new phase. Too many transitions make the video feel messy and exhausting. And finally, silence matters. Short pauses give viewers time to process information. Sometimes doing less keeps people watching longer. Viewers aren't stupid. They can tell when a video's copied. They can tell when someone actually put effort into research and structure, and they leave fast when they feel like they're watching recycled content. You can't just copy someone else's video and expect high retention. People stay when they feel effort, depth, and intention behind the content.
Viewers aren't stupid. They can tell when you half ASS, I don't know if I'm allowed to curse, a video, or if you really put in effort. And if they can tell you're putting in a lot of effort, they're gonna be more likely to click on future videos. And that snowballs. And because once you build that trust, they get to a point where it doesn't matter what you upload. They just know it's high effort and they just know it's great. And they're just conditioned just to watch because you have a good track record.
Retention isn't about tricks, it's about respect for the viewer. And if you actually want to improve retention, you need to understand your analytics. Otherwise, you're not running a channel, you're guessing. In this part of the video, I'm going to show you the exact retention fix we mentioned at the beginning. This is a small change we used on a video that was completely flat for almost 90 days, and after applying it, YouTube started pushing the video again. But before we get to that, you need to understand what analytics are actually telling you, because everything you need to improve your videos is already there. Analytics are the most important part of YouTube. They tell you exactly how people interact with your content, where they click, where they stay, where they leave, and what makes them lose interest. Let's start with the first metric, click-through rate, or CTR. CTR tells you how many people click on your video when YouTube shows it to them. If your CTR is low, YouTube won't push your video, no matter how good the content is. To get a good CTR, you need 3 things working together. Solid SEO, so YouTube knows who to show your video to, a strong title that promises something specific, and a thumbnail that makes people curious enough to click. Without those 3, nothing else matters. SEO is what helps YouTube understand your video. A good description includes the exact words and phrases people would type when searching for content like yours. Hashtags and tags support that, but the description is the most important part. When your SEO is clear, YouTube knows what niche you belong to, who your audience is, and where to test your video. Once YouTube finds the right audience, your title and thumbnail have one job: to make people click. You do that by offering something they need: information, entertainment, a solution, by triggering curiosity, or by activating emotion. If the title and thumbnail don't match what people want, CTR dies immediately. One of the most underrated tools YouTube gives creators today is A/B testing. You can test multiple titles and thumbnails at the same time, and YouTube will automatically show different versions to different users. After a few days, it tells you which combination performs best. Years ago, creators had to do this manually. Today, YouTube does it for you, and most people still don't use it. Now comes the most important metric of all, retention. Retention tells you how long people actually stay on your video. If your average retention is below 30%, YouTube will slowly stop recommending your video. Around 40% means the video survives, but barely. Around 50% means you have a solid video. Above 60% is excellent, and that's the minimum you should be aiming for. 70% and above is rare, and that's where the best creators in the world operate. When retention is high, YouTube doesn't need convincing. It sees that people are watching, staying, and engaging, so it pushes your video harder than others. This is where the retention graph becomes your most powerful tool. The graph shows you exactly where people leave, where they rewind, and where they lose interest. A slow, gradual drop toward the end of a video is normal. But when you see a sharp drop at a specific moment, that's a signal. Something there is turning people off. And this is where the trim feature inside YouTube Studio comes in. Let's say you notice a big drop between 51 seconds and 1 minute and 13 seconds. That tells you that something in that section is unnecessary, confusing, boring, or simply not worth the viewer's time. Instead of re-uploading the video or giving up on it, you can go into YouTube Studio, open the editor, and use the trim option. You carefully remove only the part that causes viewers to leave, not mid-sentence, not randomly, but cleanly where it makes sense. When you save the changes, YouTube keeps everything else exactly the same. Views, likes, comments, watch history, all of it stays. The only thing that changes is that the weak part is gone. We've used this on multiple videos that were stuck for weeks or months. By removing sections people didn't want to watch, retention increased. And once retention went up, YouTube started pushing the video again. This is why YouTube isn't sabotaging you. When you give the platform a strong CTR and strong retention, it has every reason to promote your content. If your video performs better than others, YouTube will choose it every time. At the end of the day, analytics aren't there to judge you. They're there to teach you. If you learn how to read them properly, you'll know exactly what to fix, what to improve, and how to make your next video better than the last. If you don't care about the topic, if you don't research it deeply, and don't respect the viewer's time, no algorithm, no thumbnail, and no title will save your video. Learn your audience, respect their attention, and create videos people actually want to finish. That's how retention grows, and that's how channels scale.